Hi, I'm Eric Taylor from Bottles Fine Wine in Providence, Rhode Island, and today we're talking about probably the most varied and most planted grape in the entire world, Chardonnay. Chardonnay is planted in Rhode Island. It's planted in China. You'll find it in Argentina. You'll find it in Burgundy. You'll find it in Champagne. You'll find it in South Africa. There is a huge variety of flavors and styles of Chardonnay, and today we're going to kind of pick those different styles apart and talk a little bit about why they're different from each other. The first big key to the way Chardonnay is going to taste is the climate in which it was grown. There are really warm growing climates like Argentina, Mendoza, and Napa Valley, and then there's really cool growing climates like Oregon or certain parts of Burgundy like Chablis. The difference between a warm growing climate Chardonnay flavor-wise and a cool growing climate flavor-wise is that in a warm growing climate, Chardonnay will taste more like tropical fruit flavors. You'll find pineapple, mango, guava, passion fruit flavors in a warm growing climate Chardonnay. From a cooler growing climate, you'll have more tart acidic flavors like green apple or ripe lemon and lime. So when you're thinking about what kind of Chardonnay you like, think about where it comes from. Does it come from a place that's really, really hot or a growing area that's a little bit cooler? The second big type of style of Chardonnay is whether or not it's been oaked. So winemakers will use giant oak barrels to age their Chardonnay in. Oak imparts flavors of vanilla, caramel, candied nuts, and butterscotch. So if you like those kind of flavors, look for wines that have been aged in oak. The third major influence on the flavor of Chardonnay is whether or not the wine went through a process called malolactic fermentation. Malolactic fermentation is a process that transforms harsh malic acid, the type of acid that's found in apples, to a lush, creamy style of acid called lactic acid, the kind of acid that's found in dairy products. Wines that have gone through malolactic fermentation have flavors of butter and brioche. So how can you tell what kind of Chardonnay you're getting? Let's go over to the Chardonnay rack here in the store and look at specific bottles. With all these different Chardonnays behind me to choose from, let me pick out some favorites from all the different types of styles of Chardonnay to choose from. From a cooler growing climate, I really like the Belpont Chardonnay from the Willamette Valley in Oregon and the Domaine de Lys Chablis from France. From a warm climate, look for the Stag's Leap Chardonnay from California and the Catania Chardonnay from Mendoza, Argentina. Oftentimes, when you're thinking about oak or non-oak, Chardonnays that are non-oaked will say it right on the label. Some ones to look out for are the Morgan unoaked Chardonnay from California and the Wishing Tree Chardonnay from Australia. Wines that are buttery or not buttery, that have gone through or have not gone through malolactic fermentation, are a little bit trickier to discern by just looking at the label. But we have these tags with tasting notes on all of the wines in the store, and if it says something about cream or butter, those wines have gone through malolactic fermentation. Some of my favorites are La Crema Chardonnay or the Newton Unfiltered Chardonnay from California. And a great example of a wine that has not gone through malolactic fermentation is the Donkey and Goat Chardonnay.
I'm here to tell you the Rieslings are not always sweet. No other wine causes people to wax poetic than Pinot Noir.